Just to be really honest, I struggle with fear. That's something that I deal with. I've dealt with it for years and years. I'm on my journey to get free, but sometimes I've noticed with myself, it can try to keep me from living the life I need to, just as a mother, as a wife, and as a child of God. So my question would be, what steps would you say would help someone like me or people watching get free from fear, which can just be tormenting and horrible to deal with?
It's hard when you fight against fear. It's better when you fight for love. Love casts out fear. And if you put your efforts into the antidote and not put your effort into fighting the problem, it's a lot better. Because sometimes we make things bigger when we fight them.
Yeah, that's true.
Our attention actually exalts them. We don't mean for that to happen, but we're so devoted to seeing this addiction beaten or this fear beaten or whatever it might be. Yeah. And we're so focused on seeing that thing defeated that we actually make it bigger than what it is.
Think about it too much.
Yeah, and when you set love casts out fear. So when you set your heart on being loved by the Father and you discover the perfect, unending love that is better than we could possibly imagine. And it's got to be more than a concept, though. It's discovered through encounter. And so you just take time in the presence. I've done this. I've sat down. I said, God, I'm not gonna sing. I'm not gonna pray. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna sit here for just a few minutes and just let you love me. And so I just stop all the things that I know to do to touch God and to be changed, and just sit there. And just turn my affection on him and just sit there. I try to do that every night when I go to sleep. I just turn my heart's affection on him. And what happens is there's such a love encounter that it starts recalibrating that part of our life. And if love casts out fear, then I really need to experience the love more.
And trust the Father.
Yeah. But it's not connected to performance. Yeah. It's not connected to me fasting. It's not connected to me declaring all those things I believe in. It's not connected to me getting a breakthrough in worship, and I believe in that. It's not even necessarily connected to, quoting scriptures that are fitting for your situation. All those are useful tools. It's just literally just experiencing the embrace of a Father, and it calms so many things. It settles so many issues.
So true.
That just slowing down enough inside that I shift my attention from what I need to do to be right to what He's already done for me that made me right.
Love that.
Yeah,
I agree. It's funny because I bought all those books, like the quoting things, and they're great, but they never helped me. But like you said, if I go in prayer, I'm like, okay, God, I'm really struggling today. Just let me love you and love me, and I just need your help today. That's when I feel peace. It's only in those moments. Not quoting everything, like you said, those are needed, but when I just love on Him, that's when I feel free.
Right.
Then you go back to daily life sometimes and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But just do that more than.
The one thing I know we encouraged, one of our kids really battled with fear a lot growing up. And in the middle of the night, I would be with him, just teach him what to do and how to respond in these situations, what warfare was like, and how to engage correctly, how to turn your affection towards the Lord, things like that. And one day I told him, I said, when you go to sleep tonight, if you have a problem, come and get me. That's not a problem. But before you do, ask God to speak to you. And so I saw him that he didn't get me that night, and he had been coming in pretty regular. I says, so did you have a good night last night? He said, no, it's horrible. I said, why didn't you come in? He said, because I did what you said. I said, well, what happened? He says, well, God spoke to me. And he has this verse that he has memorized backwards and forwards and upside down, and it was a word that God spoke to him, because our life is in His voice. It's in the Word. And
say that again, Pastor Bill.
Our life is in the voice. It's in the Word. He is the Word made flesh. Right. So whenever He speaks, that is presence.
That's right.
He said, my words to you are spirit. So when He spoke, the Spirit of God became manifest. So we live because of what He says to us. And so if we can disconnect it from our performance, but still be open to hearing and having Him speak to us, What I tell people to do is get into Psalms, read till you hear your voice. Read till you hear your voice, and then you'll find His.
Oh,
And yeah,
that's amazing.
yeah, and it happened. So he has a personal weapon that he got on his own. He didn't. It wasn't just something that I handed him, which is useful. But when you get it yourself, you never forget it.
He found his smooth stone.
He did. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, it can get. There's probably people watching who
Yeah,
struggle.
well, I
with it.
mean-
I think specifically since we pray for the sick,
Well, I think,
the fear can kind of come in that regard.
it's crazy because, I grew up especially seeing sick people all the time, and you see bad things happen to good people.
Yeah.
And gosh, you see so many people get healed too. So you think that would build your faith. But some people might be like me, where you can focus on the bad. Like instead of, you might see 10 people get healed from cancer, but one person didn't get healed, and you'll go, oh my gosh, why didn't that person get healed?
Absolutely.
That was such a good person. So, and I talk to many friends, and they say they deal with it too, and that's kind of, I think sometimes being in ministry, seeing all the stuff you see, it can hurt you sometimes even more, because you try to question it. And what would you say to somebody that's questioning, why does God let that happen? Because we see such bad things happen to good people. What would be your response to them and to me, so we can understand why these things sometimes happen?
I personally don't think He let it happen.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
He equipped us to deal with it. Jesus modeled it, and He never turned anyone away. Everyone was healed He ministered to. Everyone was healed that the Father directed Him to. And so, when He walked by the pool of Bethesda, only one guy got healed. Everyone else He left was still sick. If that were to happen today, the newspaper people and TV people and theologians would be interviewing all the people around the pool that didn't get healed. What did it feel like for Him to walk by you?
True.
Because what the enemy wants us to do is to focus on what didn't happen instead of what did happen. If I focus on what did happen, it equips me to fill in what didn't happen. It equips me to address what didn't happen.